guys, so editing Zoe here in bed. As you can see, I'm not going to do one of Darcy's stitch with me's in bed, I'm afraid. Maybe one day, not today. But yeah, I'm really not feeling great. So I've had a really rough week. I think we're on Saturday now, maybe, I can't really remember. So really stressful week, and I haven't got around to doing the video yet, and I have a migraine today as well, so I'm like, I can't see. Oh, and we're losing Coco. Bye then. Oh, was that it? Yeah. So yeah, so I'll be hoping to get my video up today, but there'll be like no editing, nothing fancy. I haven't the energy for that, and if I wait until I do, I just won't get the video up at all. So I know I wasn't feeling great when I did record the video, so I know it's a bit rushed and probably out of order. I'll try and crop out like any breaks and things, so that it's not like a 3-hour video. But yeah, that's what I'll do. So yeah, but thank you anyway for tuning in, and you can watch the video now. Thank you, love you. Right, morning everyone. I think I'm all sorted. No, I'm clearly not, because I haven't even brushed my hair yet. Please hold. Okay, there we go. That's about as good as it's going to get today. So we'll go with it. So it's like, oh right. Anyway. Oh, it's going to be one of those days, I can feel it. Right, morning, how is everybody? So, I haven't got Coco with me yet this morning, but I will bring her in later, because she had her haircut last night for the summer, and she was quite funny now, so I think you'd like to see her, so I'll bring her in a bit later. But yes, so welcome to Flosstube. My name is Zoe, so my channel is Coco Creates, and it's a stitching channel about my needlecraft hobbies and a bit about life, a bit about cats. So yes, so where are we? So yeah, so on this channel and in my house every day, Black Lives Matter, love is love, no human is illegal, science is real, feminism is for everyone, and kindness is important. So how was everybody's month? So it is June the 2nd. I was going to film yesterday, but I just had too much going on, and then all of a sudden it was like 8 o'clock at night, and I was like, no, it's not going to work. So filming today instead. So my Stitch Mayhem, how did that go? Well, I was big girl, and you know, I said that my goals were, you know, if I met my weekly goal, I could have a new start at the weekend. And a couple of times I didn't meet my weekly goal, so I didn't have a new start. I was big girl, so I reined it in. I didn't do. There's a fly in here now. That's what happens when you've got the doors open, I suppose. 'Cause it's a nice warm day today. It's actually coming into summer now here, all of a sudden. So last week it was like 10 degrees. And now it's about 20, 23, 24. So apparently it's summer now, so, which is good. Not good for me, because I have, as part of my one of my conditions, I have heat intolerance, so I don't get on very well in the heat, so I can't go out in the sun. But I can sit in here and have the doors open and like look at the garden and listen to the birds and, you know, all of that sort of stuff. I just can't go out in it. So, which means I get to stay in and stitch. So, talking of stitching, let's crack on. So, my first start, so I did do a start at the start of May, because I think the first was on the weekend, so I did my start, and I started my chatelaine. So I thought I'd show this off first in this giant piece of fabric. Which way up does it go? Yes, that way up, because I put my needle minder at the top. So I use the selve edge at the top, so the red line on the fabric, that always goes at the top of my piece, and then when I unfold it, I always know, you know, when I put it away and then pick it up again, especially on chatelaine where it's sort of some of it's symmetrical all the way around. That will help me know where it is. So, and this is what I got started. So I started off in the middle there. So I basically picked a colour and worked at sort of a length of that colour round, and then picked the next colour and worked it round. Just sort of to get into some of the different colours and use some of the fancy floss. So that's the very centre of the design, and the centre's all beads. So there's nothing else to do in the very centre there. But yeah, this is Pomeranian. Pomeranian? I think so. Pomerium, there we go. So yeah, Pomerium. But yes, so that's what I'm working on. And it did say in the pattern, it was like, do all the cross stitches first and then start your specialty stitches. So, okay, I can do that. I'll do the cross stitches first. Do all the cross stitches first. Okay, so I was doing my cross stitches. Do the cross stitches first. Okay, right. So I'm doing my crossing, and then I was like, you know what? It's like, I want to see some of these specialty stitches. So I put some in. I know, very naughty. So there's some satin, these light green bits of olive are satin stitches, and then there's some other stitches. I don't know what they're called. Maybe road stitches. So this sort of the teal in there that goes all the way around. But yeah, I don't know what I'm showing it to the camera because I don't think the you'll be able to see. So I'll put a better picture in. But yeah, so I was like, no, I want to see what they look like. So I did that. So, it'll be fine. It's like, nobody will notice. It's fine. So so yes, that's what I did. So I did 1,189 stitches in that. So over that weekend, that was quite good. And then I had to put it away so I could start my actual goals. But yeah, so then I didn't pick it up the rest of the month at all. So I'm not even sure when I'm going to pick it up again, because I have like so many projects and whips and sales to be working on at the minute. So much. But obviously I will pick it up again soon. So then next I went on to my Animal Kingdoms, my Haid. So I actually printed off a picture. So this is what it's going to look like. So I'm starting in this corner here. I'm working diagonally and parking. And here is where I am now. So I managed to do sort of another stripe all the way up. So I'm working in 20 stitch wide stripes. And I worked all the way up. So I have the Diz bum now. So, and part of one of the books here. But yeah. And sort of just about finished this polar bear as well. So yeah, so that was another 4,015 stitches. So my goal every month is to put 4,000 into this, into both of my Haids. So if I do 4,000 stitches, then I'll hopefully be on target for my goal of finishing this one in 20 years. So yes, this is on Coffee Lugana, 28 count. I'm doing 2 over 1/10 stitch on this one. And yeah, and this is the supersized max colour version. So there is 237 colours in it. But yeah, so that is that one. So yeah, so I love looking at this one. I love watching all the new animals appear. So that's why I print out this, and I tend to have this on here when I'm working so that I can see what's coming next, because it is nice to see, oh, this is what I'm working on. So I think, yeah, I think this is the male stag, male deer, male stag, and then I've got a mountain goat is going to be next along here that I'll see soon, hopefully. But yeah, so I think as a cub as well, yeah, I can't see, he's just in that corner there. Is a polar bear cub just coming out there, so you can just see his legs. But yeah, so it is nice to watch those appear slowly. but yes, so that was that one. And what did I work on next? Yeah, I think then I started on my Queen. Yes, then I did, so this is Autumn Lane Stitchery's Dark Queen of the Sea. So I have made a few changes as I've gone along. So the pattern, Aaron's pattern, comes with a few sort of choose your own elements, and then I've sort of edited a few bits on from that as well. So I did the hair, I needle painted the hair, and I changed the horns because it was coral, so I changed them into horns, and then I had to rechart the crown so that it would fit in between the horns. And the skin I did over one. But pretty much everything else is as charted. So, and this month's piece was her start of her tail down here. So it was quite stitch heavy. It was 5,311 stitches in there. So, and yeah. And I love the, you can see where I've had it folded there. But yeah, when I pin it and lace it, it'll be fine. But yeah, I love the shading on this piece, the colours. And this month's piece came out yesterday. So this month we're doing some more of her tentacles over this side. But it looks a bit less heavy. It looks about 3,500 stitches. So a bit less heavy this month, which will be nice. So yeah, and that is on the called for fabric. So I bought the sort of kit from, well, the fabric and the beads and specialty threads from Under the Sea Fabrics for that one. So yeah, so we're almost finished. This is piece 11 that's just, no, piece 10 that's just come out, which says the tentacles that side, and I think piece 11 is going to be the other side. And then 12 is just going to be the back stitch and all of her beads and shiny bits, which will be quite exciting to see. So we're really close to having this piece finished now, which is quite sad really, but because I really love working on her. And actually looking in the Facebook group, there's been quite a few other ladies that have changed bits, and I keep looking at them. I'm like, oh, I wish I'd done mine like that. Or there's one lady. And she is using French knots for all of the hair. So she's doing the hair in French knots in sort of, it looks like sort of flowers and greenery. So she's doing greens, like the teals, purples, pinks, and that looks stunning. That looks amazing. And I'm like, oh, wish I'd done that. So I'm like this close to doing another one. To start another one and then changing up the colours and doing her slightly different, but I don't know. I think I have enough whips, I have enough projects to be going on without starting another one, but it looks really pretty. So yeah, so I might end up starting another one. I might not, but yeah, so that was quite a big chunk of my week. I think I just about finished that one like 2 o'clock in the morning on the Saturday. I was like, I have to get it finished so that I can start something this weekend. So I kept going until I'd finished her. But yes, that was a really stitch heavy week, that one. And then what I did is I had a new start. So, and I thought I'd try and stitch on this fabric. Now this fabric doesn't look anything special. This is just linen I got off Amazon to stitch on. It was cross stitch linen, that's what it was labelled as. So I bought it because, you know, it matches my top. But it was a nice colour, I didn't have any sort of light blue. Shoved it in the cupboard with all my, you know, all my other supplies. And it wasn't until when I got it out one day, a few months ago, I can't even remember what I got it out for, but I realised it's not got a nice count. By that, I don't know if you can see it on, no, you're not going to be able to see it, but it is 19 stitches one way, this way, 19 stitches across that way, and 36 down. So it's 19 by 36 count. Yeah. So it's like, oh, that's inconvenient. So so I got some in my eye. So I put it away again and was like, nope. But in the spirit of Stitch Mayhem, which was to do things out of your comfort zone and that, I thought, you know what, it's just going to sit in my cupboard forever, like, if I don't do something with it. So I thought, I'm going to do this. So I thought, well, 36 count isn't too bad because half of 36 is 18. So if I did it over 1 that way and over 2 that way, I would be at about 19 by 18. I thought, well, I can deal with that. So, but it was just remembering to go over 1 and over 2, which did take a bit of effort to get used to, especially when I was counting like diagonally. I was like, how many am I going? Like, but yeah, so I stitched, so I picked up my birds. So you remember I had this in a giveaway a couple of months back and said that if no one claimed it, I was gonna stitch it. So yeah, so I stitched the little robin. So I might stitch the blue tit as well, but not quite now. So maybe soon, on the same fabric. So I thought I'll do it on the same, and I have a similar frame to finish it on. But yeah, so I did this. So he's not as fat, he's not as chubby as he should be, but yeah, but here is my little finish, and he's pretty much fully finished as well. So made a few vague changes to this one. The pattern charted for it to have back stitch around the snow in the dark grey, and I didn't like that, so I left the snow sort of free. And the colours called for some of the new colours, so I think like number 7, number 8, you know, those sort of colours. I didn't have any of those, and I didn't think to look, because I have like a CXC set, so I have like virtually all the colours, and I thought, oh, it'll be fine, I'll match up. And then yeah, and then I was like, I don't have those colours, and I'm not going to a shop. So I had to dig out lots of my old DMCs and basically just colour match. So try and find sort of 3 browns that went together to make the wood, and the 3 greys and the white that would make the feathers, the white feathers. But yeah, so that's what I came out with. So he's not quite as chubby as he should be, but yeah, I think he's quite pretty. So that's my little robin, and he's all finished in one of these little frames to hang up. I have got an oval one of these as well, which I'm hoping the blue tip will go in, because the blue tip's a bit wider. I say almost fully finished because I haven't sewed the felt on the back, so I normally sew whip stitch a piece of felt on the back just to cover that. But I left it open because I didn't know if anyone wanted to see how to sort of finish it off. So basically I cut the fabric so it was a couple of inches bigger all the way around, about an inch bigger all the way around after framing it. So after I got it in the frame nice and even, and then I just used my, I use my DMC thread, but you can use whatever thread, sewing thread or anything, and just did a giant running stitch sort of all the way around, and then pulled it tight and knotted it, and that's what you get. And then you just, well, you can leave it like that, to be fair, if it's going to go on a wall, but I like to put a bit of felt, cut a circle of felt and then just whip stitch it all the way around just to hide that, and stop any dust or anything getting in there. But yeah, then that'll go up somewhere. At the minute, none of my finishes, even if they're framed, they don't actually go anywhere, they just sit in a box. I have a wall, like a gallery wall that I could use, but I just haven't got around to getting my hammer and nails out and actually putting a load of pins. So at some point I will, you know, at some point in the future. But yeah, so that's my little robin. So yeah, so that was an experience stitching on that fabric. But I did it. So there we go. So that was 1,610 stitches to get the robin finished. So it wasn't too bad. But yeah, so then we entered our second week of May, and I started with my other Haid, because I'll get my 2 Haids done that way now. So that is Bath Time by Selena Fennick. So here's what this one's going to look like. So, and again, I'm working diagonally parking, but I'm coming down from this corner here. And I'm not going to unroll it all because it's just background, sorry. But I basically sort of worked from up here and down. So it's just all background, and then a bit more of her tail that I've got in here. And I'm just coming down towards her arm. So this month, so June, I'll be working another 4,000. So I'll get her mouth in and the rest of her hair. But yeah, so I did 4,004 stitches on this one. But yeah, so she's coming on, so hopefully I'll get her face finished. Like I said, so hopefully, you know, this strip will come sort of down just under her chin and her shoulder. And there we go. So that'll be the exciting part. Finished, so I'll actually have a face to look at rather than a massive background, which will be nice. But yeah, she's coming on, so really enjoying her. But yeah, so that is on a piece of antique white. So I'm trying to balance the frame up there without falling. So antique white, 25 count the garnet, and that's 1/1 full cross. So, and it's not my favourite to be working on anymore. I can sort of see the white showing through in some places. I think the reason I picked it was because on the Haid website it recommended 25 count, so I was like, okay, we'll go with that, because that was the first one that I kitted up, so I just bought it. I think I am preferring the 28 count or smaller. So I did my mermaid, my not a mermaid, Dark Queen. She's on 32 count, and doing her skin over 1 was a lot fuller, so which is quite good. And I do prefer the tent stitch for the big pieces, because you can't really tell unless you're up close whether it was a cross or not. So the quality is just as good. The word line. The resolution is just as good, sort of thing, when you're sort of looking for it, and it is a bit quicker to do. To be fair, it's not actually that much quicker for me to stitch, but I don't know if that's because the piece that I've got the tent stitch on is a max colour piece, so there's a lot more colour changes than on my other piece, so it may just be that reason. But yeah, so, and then after that time I picked up my pumpkin. So my I can't remember what the sal is. I think it's like, what time do you cal this? Pumpkin sal? Perhaps. I might have just made that up. If I did just make that up, I'll write the real one around here. But yeah, so we're doing it on Instagram. We have like an Instagram sort of chat group with Belushi Stitches. I think it was Belushi Stitches that started it, and somebody else, Hannah Dowling. And then there's sort of quite a few of us on there now. So I've finished my second part. So this is the Caterpillar cross stitch pumpkin, Hello Pumpkin piece. So this was a sale they did a couple of years ago now, that she ran, and since then she's released I believe all 4 of the seasons now. So she's got Hello Petal and Hello the other ones, I can't remember. Go on her website and you'll find them. So, but yeah, so this was month 2. So month 2 section was sort of these leaves here, and the owl. So I managed to get that one done. That was 1,216 stitches, because I'd already started most of the owl, so I'd already done quite a bit of that, so I managed to get out that one, so it wasn't quite as much. June's piece is this side, and we've got the fox and some more leaves and bits, so that'll be quite a bit of stitching for this month. But yeah, I do love these pumpkins and the mushroom there. But yeah, so I did that one, but I didn't finish that in time for the weekend, so I didn't meet my goal, so I couldn't have a new start. So no new start for me on that one. So I kept going on the pumpkin and managed to get her finished by the end of the weekend, which was good. So, and then, so I think that was the third weekend. I think I missed a bit in between there. I can't remember. I didn't write dates down, I just wrote the projects and how many stitches I did. I didn't actually write what weeks I'd done. And clearly I shouldn't, because I can't actually remember anything. So, there we go. But yeah, but then I did, I picked up this one. So the last few days of March, the last few days of May, I worked on my pandemic. So this is on 40 count summer something, I don't know, southern nights, there we go, you know, I'd get there, from somewhere, Crafty Kitten Fabrics, something, I don't know. I'd have mentioned it on my previous videos. I can't remember, I'll have to go back. But yeah, so, and I worked a bit more on this motif here. So I filled in this side here. This is where the date goes. So with the 20, and obviously the other half of the date goes here, but I don't know when I'm going to finish it, because it sure as hell ain't going to be this year. So I've sort of left that with just the thread there, just to actually finish that little section of the motif, obviously when I'm nearer finishing it. And then I did a little bit more on this border here, just to work along, just to get the border, sort of the inside border, moved along there. But yeah, so so I managed to get my 2,000. I did 2,369 only because I kept working on this yesterday, so I think I hadn't quite made my 2,000. I did about 700 stitches on it yesterday. I thought, well, that'll be my 2,000 for May, and then I need another 2,000 this month anyway. So I just kept working on this one, because my aim is to do 2,000 a month on this. So that I'm still working on it, but that'll take, obviously if I only did 2,000 a month, I think it would take me like 3 years to do, or something ridiculous. So obviously I'd have to pick it up a bit more at some point. But yeah, that's that bit. So I'm doing this with Silks For You natural silk, so the plain colour, one strand over 2. I did start 1 strand over 1. I can't remember if I mentioned this in my last video, but when I did sort of a tiny little section, and the thread was taking up so much of the space, you couldn't really see the fabric on the negative stitches, so where you weren't stitching, so the gaps. So, you know, like sort of the numbers and that, and all this detail in here, because I'd shrunk it down and the thread was so fluffy, you couldn't really see the detail, which, because I had it on such a nice fabric, I wanted you to be able to see the fabric through it. So I decided to go back to the over 2, which my fabric is just about big enough to do it over the 2. I think I bought a fat quarter, or a fat half. I think it was a fat half. So yeah, if I was doing it on a plain fabric and had a coloured floss, I might have still done it over 1, because obviously the colour is what I'd have wanted to be seen. So I don't know, but yeah, so that was what I did on that one. And yeah, so I might need to reevaluate my goals a bit, because like I said, I only just managed to get all of that in, and I couldn't stitch on anything else. My goal this month wasn't really to stitch on anything else. It was to try and meet those goals and then have a couple of new starts, a new start each weekend. I did do one of the new start, so I must have met a goal on one of the other weekends. It was at the bottom of my pile, so I forgot. And this was sort of couple of little model stitches for a lady on one of the Facebook groups. I'll have to put her details in somewhere and where you can go and buy these. She's charted up all of the star signs and so yeah, so I did Aquarius, so you've got the symbol in cross stitch and then the actual stars. So I did them in Petite Treasure braid, a silver one, but yeah, and so that was Aquarius, and then I did the Leo as well, because my star sign is Aquarius and everyone else in my family, their star sign is Leo, so I picked those two to do for her. And this was on a piece of I kept the little tag, so this was part of my haul. So it was 40 count Newcastle in oil blue. I couldn't work out what this said, so if it'll focus, no, well, that was what it says. So oil oats blue, I don't know, but that was the colour. So because I placed an order with Ducas over Extra Designs, and she sent a tiny little sort of scrap, you know, tiny little piece, like free gift sort of thing, of one of her colours. So I thought that would be perfect for both of these. So I don't know how to finish these now. So obviously they're quite small and there isn't masses of fabric around. So I don't know where to finish these. I might put them into my little journal that I've got. I know that fly's still in here. I can hear it buzzing. So yeah, I might somehow put these in my little journal, like trim it and stitch the edges. I don't know. I got nothing. I have no idea. So that's why that's just been sitting like this. So, but yeah. So like I said, I'll get her details and put them somewhere around the screen, along with obviously I don't know if she's finished, if she's actually got them for sale yet, but I can tell you where they will be for sale for the signs, because I don't know, they were really quick to do. Like I did them both in maybe 2 hours. It took maybe it was an hour each tops, and that included like getting the fabric and picking all the threads and that. So it was probably less than that, to be fair. Maybe it was an hour for both of them. So they are really quick to stitch. But yeah, so there we go. So I can't remember, did I write down what thread I used? No, I didn't, because I obviously wasn't organised enough. I think it was 4515. It was one of the DMC variegated ones anyway. But yeah, so that was that piece that I did. And there we go, that was all of my whips and starts for May. So yeah, so like I said, I might have to revisit some of my goals, because okay, so I didn't actually count up the stitches that were on those two and add it to my thing. There wasn't many stitches, maybe 100 in each, maybe. Oh, I did that one strand over two. Was that one? So maybe it's a couple of hundred, maybe. But my total monthly stitching was 19,714. So with that, it probably puts it up to more nearer the 20, which was a lot. So That was a lot of stitching. There were a few days that I didn't stitch. A couple of days that I just couldn't, so I did some knitting, or I was busy. I had a couple of days where I had a lot of hospital appointments and things, so yeah, but yeah, lots of stitching this month. So I got a little bit of haul. That was off. Haul stuff I bought. I don't know, haul always seems like a strange word. Maybe it's just a British thing, that it means something different in Britain. I don't know. But yeah, so stuff that I bought, and which wasn't a lot, and then a couple of shout outs to do, and then a little life update. So like I mentioned, I did place an order with Extrude Designs. Oh, that's a little card there. So over on Etsy. So I saw a couple of her fabrics. I saw this fabric, which is gorgeous. So this is 40 count Newcastle again, and this is in dark peacock. But yeah, but they're so pretty. So yeah, don't know what I'm going to stitch on it, but it was really nice. So so I picked that. I think I got a fat half of that one. What's that? 38 by 27 inches. Yeah, that's about a fat half of it. And then I got the same size of this one, which is 32 count in Fallen Leaves. So, which is more green, I think, than that's showing. Oh, there, that's not too bad. So a bit more greeny golds. There are leaves, like you can see. I don't know whether she laid down leaves on it or what to dye it, but you can sort of see, especially there, you can sort of see a leaf pattern. So yeah, so this is really pretty, and there's a few sort of dark green splodges and bits, but yeah, so again, don't know what I'm going to do on that bit, but it was pretty. So I know I have a few of the Autumn Lane pieces. I've got 3 of the sort of witchy silhouette pieces that I want to start at some point, but I'm trying to find some fabric to do it on. So actually, I've also got the spring lady piece. So the lady with the big red hair and the flowers, she's got a hat on, and then at the bottom it says spring. So I'm wondering if I could do that on there, or if this is too gold. Might have to do a floss toss and see about doing that on there as well. But yeah, so that was my stitchy haul. I bought 3 books as well. So one of them I don't have down here. So I bought Ancestors by Professor Alice Roberts, which is a archaeological history book. Then I got Alison Weir's new book, so her 6 to Queen's collections. This is Catherine of Aragon. No, clearly it's not. It's Catherine Parr, because it says it just there. Catherine Parr. So this is the sixth book. I think I have Catherine of Aragon upstairs. So I have the first one. I haven't got the ones in between. So I do want to buy them eventually. And the one I've got upstairs is a paperback as well. I quite like these hardback ones. So I quite like the insides covers of them. And there's the back. So they're very pretty. So I might have to try and get the hardbacks in the others as well. But yeah, so it's very pretty. And then I also got Adrienne by Jennifer Saint. So this is the mythological Greek mythology. retelling of Adrienne. I don't know how to pronounce it properly, sorry. But yeah, so I got this one as well. So again, I love the cover art, the inside of the cover art there. Oh, and that's gold leaf. This is not a booktube channel. I don't read enough for it to be a booktube channel, I'm afraid. So, but I will show off some of my pretty books that I buy. I don't tend to buy too many books. I have a lot of books. In fact, I have so many books. I have a app on my phone, the Libib app, where I scan all the books that I do have. So then when I want to buy a new book, I can check on it and see if I already have it. Because there have been several instances where I bought a new book, gone to put it on my shelf, and found the book already on the shelf. So I then had two of the same book. That's happened several times, more times than I dare to admit. So I thought if I scan all the books I've got into this app, and then when I want to buy a new book, all I need to do is scan the new book, and then it will tell me if I already have that title in the app, which is handy because according to the app, I have 502 books. So add the 3 that I've just bought, that'll be 505 books. And I've just like donated about 3 bags full to charity, so that I've already read or I'm not going to read. So yeah, but I don't read enough to make this a booktube channel. If you'd be interested in what book I read each month, let me know and I will talk about it. If you're not really interested, then tell me you're not interested in hearing about books and I won't talk about it. So, you know, but there we go. Although actually, I confess, I say 505 books. Now that does include all of my cross-stitch pattern books and my knitting pattern books. So, you know, they're not all like storybooks. I've got probably about 50-50 like fiction and non-fiction. And then I have a whole shelf full of cross-stitch books. So would you be interested in seeing some of my cross-stitch pattern books? Like me doing like flip-throughs of some of my books that I've got? Or just telling you what books I've got, like showing them. If you want to see, then let me know and I will show them. But so I don't want to do a video on it if no one really cares or wants to see, because that not only wastes like my time doing it, then it's like you guys don't even want to watch it. So it's like, why would you know? Not going to waste your time watching it either. But yeah, so let me know. Shout outs. See, this is why I have to write things down, because just if I don't write it down, my brain is like not going to happen, and it's really annoying because I can hear that fly up in the roof, in the ceiling. So I've got like an apex ceiling in there, and I can hear it buzzing around, and it's really annoying. Shout outs. So I wrote it down. So there's two new people that I've watched this month, and then a not new person. So there's Kat over at Do All the Crafts. So she commented on one of my videos, one of my first videos, like my get to know your needleworker tag video, and was like, oh, I love Queen too. The band Queen, obviously not the actual Queen. And David Bowie, and straight away I was like, I have to be your friend. That's just the rules. So yeah, so I went and followed her and watched her recent video. But yeah, she's actually just finished a little David Bowie finish in her latest video. It's actually really cute. It's like really small, really sweet. So and then I've also been watching Deb over at the Science Knitster. So she does do knitting as well, but she also does cross stitch. And she has recently started Modern Folk Embroidery's Japanese alphabet sampler. One of the Japanese ones. So yeah, and it looks amazing. She's doing like a dark grey, but also on a dark grey fabric sort of thing, I think. So it just looks really nice. Which then led me on to Modern Folk Embroidery. I thought, I don't know if I've shouted out Jacob before. To be fair, I think a lot of people know Jacob, so he probably doesn't need a shout out, especially not from me, but I will shout him out anyway. So it's Jacob over at Modern Folk Embroidery. So he is behind the Fruits of Plenty sale that a lot of people you'll see are doing. So which I didn't start this year because it went against my no new chart purchases. So, and also I had 2 or 3 other sales that I was doing at the time. I thought, I can't do another one. I can't do it. So it's still on my to do, you know, to buy list for next year. But I thought next year he'll be bringing out his 2022 sale, so I might want that one instead. So I'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I looked through Modern Folk's page and there's so many designs that I want to do. I do actually have, I did buy, but it was a part of a charity one. It was the Black Lives Matter little sort of pink cushiony disc thing, embroidered disc. So I did buy that one a few months ago. But yes, so which I want to do at some point when I get around to starting a thing. That was on my list to start in May, but obviously I didn't because I didn't hit my targets of finishing my whips. But I will start that one at some point. So I still need to, you know, work out what sort of fabric I want to stitch it on, what colours, whether I'm going to do the red on cream or something completely different. I don't know. But yeah, so I was thinking of getting some of the Overa Soie thread, so the tiny spools of the silks that I've seen people use, especially Nicola Parkman over on her channel. The Something Sampler, not Heartfelt Samplers, that's somebody else. Whatever. Hands Across the Sea. Hands Across the Sea samplers. There we go. I need more coffee. So this is what happens when you do your video too early in the morning. I haven't had a coffee yet. I was like, I have to get this video recorded because I have somebody coming over at 11 and I have to do something at 10 and I've got so-and-so going on at 2 o'clock and I need to ring the vets and like... So it's like, it's not even, like people aren't even awake yet. It's still hard. It's still the middle of the night. Hands Across the Sea samplers. What was I even talking about? Thread. Okay, the little spools of Overa Soie 103 that she uses because they are fine enough to be used like over one on the 40 count and the 46 or the 56 count. I was like, I do have some 56 count because I'm doing one of my other samplers from Hands Across the Sea on that. And I know I'll have a bit at the end. And I was like, I wonder if I could do Jacob's little Black Lives Matter cushion over one on 56 count and make a teeny tiny button one. I wonder. So yes, that's what I was going to look into, but I might need to get the old magnifying glass out to do over one. Like, I can do over 2 on 56, like I can just about do that one, but over 1, like, I don't know. So, you know, but we'll go with it and we'll see how I get on. So I might end up doing that at some point in the future, as you do. But yeah, so what have we got here? Yes, this month's giveaways. So I haven't looked at last month's giveaways, I haven't drawn them. So what I would do is I'll insert a clip here or something saying who the winners were from last month's. I did get somebody's one returned to me though because I had done the address wrong or some random excuse. So I have to post someone's up, but I can't remember whose it was. It wasn't one of the ladies that lived in England. But yeah, but I will re-envelope that and then send that one out again to you. But yeah, so I will insert a clip here or something of me drawing the winners for the designs from last month. But this month we have, right, so these are all pulled out of magazines. So they'll be sort of tri-folded into an envelope and posted. So they're ripped out of magazines and they're going to be folded, and if you don't want them, you know, if you don't want a pattern that's been ripped out of a magazine or folded, then don't enter, because that's how it's going to come. Because I don't know how else to send it to you apart from ripped out of a magazine. I don't know. I always have to put that disclaimer in there because there's always one. But yeah, so as with all my giveaways, please be a subscriber to my channel. Use the what I call the pattern, so I know that's what you want, because when I draw them I do the random comment picker. And please be over 18 or have somebody that is over 18 that will be able to give me your address, so I can send them to you. Yeah, so first one, this is Stitchy Heaven from Rona Norrie, and it's that design there, and then also you get that one and that one, so you get the 3 designs there. So which I quite like that one. So let's call that one Stash. So we use Stash for that one. But yeah, I quite like that one. So, and then we have Leslie Tier design. So there's again 2 designs, 3 designs in this one. Well, yeah, so you get the Home Sweet Home, then Little Love one, and the house. So yeah, all 3 are in there. If I can hold them. So, and this is the home, just put home design. That one. So that one's pretty. I quite like the colours for that. There's so much you could do with that, with changing the colours, changing the you know, you could use any buttons. So it uses buttons for the flowers. You could use any old buttons from your stash, or stitch a little flower. That one. And then this one is, yeah, there's all 4 there. So Wise Words, this one is by Maria Diaz, and this is those. So typical British sentiment: keep calm and have a cuppa. But yeah, and you've got to keep calm and eat a cupcake, take a break, or start stitching. So these are full coverage ish. Basically you stitch everything apart from the oh no, you stitch the white as well, so they are full coverage. To be fair, if you do it on white fabric, you could stitch everything apart from the white, and then you just got to back stitch in the little accents. Or if you have a really nice bold coloured fabric, you could just stitch the white and just stitch a border, and they'll be quite quick to finish then. So yeah, so this is should go with Wise. So we go use the word wise. I think words is quite a common word. But yeah, so the wise words, but make sure you got that word in there. And that one. So then in the spirit of summer, we have some seaside designs. So by Di Mitchin, and there's 7 designs here. So you've got those 2, those ones, and all of those. So they are actually ones that they're made to be cut and have individually, but obviously these are still as the magazine had them. But yeah, so there's 7. There is 7 little designs. You could do them on little cards or finish them in wee frames, little like tiny little hoops, or make pin cushions out of them. But yeah, so this will be the seaside ones. So in the spirit of the summer weather that we're having. But yeah, so they're quite cute. So they're very British seaside as well. And then last but not least is this one. which I'm surprised is in here because I quite like this design. So I don't know, I might have this one as well. This might be a duplicate. So, but yeah. So this is another Maria Diaz. So as you know, I quite like her designs. But yeah. So this is 4 sort of capital, they're capital cities, yeah. 4 capital cities. They're all about 65 by 65 or 70 by 70. So you've got New York, London, Rome and Paris. So yeah, quite like that one. But yeah, so yeah, this is only take 8 to 10 hours each. So one good weekend of stitching. But yeah. So, and this is, we'll go for the cities. So you want to stitch the cities. But yeah, they're quite cute. But yeah, I do like the Rome one. But I can't stitch everything. So, you know, I mean, if no one claims this one, then I might have to keep it and stitch one. But yeah, but if you claim it, then it's yours. So yeah. So that is the giveaways. So now is just plans for next month. Nothing too exciting. So June. So I'll be working on my 2 Hades. So my Animal Kingdom and my Bath Time one. So my goal is to get 4,000 stitches in each of those again. I have this month's instalment of the Dark Queen, which is just those few tentacles there. So there's that one. So it's about 3,500 stitches. Then this month's pumpkin. What time do you curl this? I'm sure that's what it's called. Sal. So I haven't looked at how many stitches that one is. It's probably a couple of thousand as well. So that's those 4. I'd like to get 2,000 into Pandemic. So I've already got 300 of that. So I've got another 1,700 stitches to put into Pandemic. So I'll probably work on that one now while it's on the frame. So I'll keep working on that. So that's those 5. And to be fair, that's taken up pretty much the whole month. As you saw last month, I only, you know, I barely met all of those goals. I didn't meet all of those goals because Pandemic rolled into yesterday, which was June. So, but yeah, and if you saw my last video, so here's a bit of life update. If you don't care for my life update, feel free to leave. I'm not forcing you to stay. Thank you for staying all of that time. The 56 minutes it says probably a bit shorter because I know there was a couple of points where I just froze and stared out the window for a bit, which I'll cut out. But yeah, so if you don't care, don't want to listen to my life update, no worries. Bye bye. But yeah, so if you watched my life update last month, you know I'm having surgery this month. It's still going ahead, hasn't been cancelled yet. Fingers crossed. So I do need to ring the hospital up today because I have to schedule like COVID tests and other things, like I need to know how many days I'm going to be in the hospital, how many days they expect me to be in the hospital, sort of thing, so I can obviously take that many days worth of supplies and things with me, so my medical supplies and obviously clothes, with the hospital being 4 hours away and my family not driving, basically whatever if I don't take it with me, I don't have it. No one else is going to bring it for me, so I kind of need to know how long I'm going to be there so I can take enough changes of clothes and supplies, stitchy supplies, obviously. But yeah, so that's still scheduled for the 25th of June. So that kind of knocks out that last week of me being able to stitch on any of these because there's no way I could take something that size with me. So what I've done is this last month I've been sorting through some of my stash and I've pulled out a load of the little tiny kits that you used to get in magazines. So I have loads that I have a whole bag full. I have so many of those. And I thought, that's perfect. I'll take a bunch of those with me to the hospital because they're small. Most of them only use a few colours, so there's not many colour changes. I'm not going to have to sort of focus on something for too long. And it's small enough that I can just put it down and then pick it up. Like, I'm not going to get lost in it because it's only like 20 stitches wide, you know, so I'm going to be able to sort of put it down and pick it up. And my mum wants a shawl knitting. She found some pretty wool and bought it and was like, oh, you can make me a shawl out of this. So I thought, well, I'll take that and then I can make something while I'm there as well. So but yeah, I need to know, because the original plan was to keep me in for about 3 nights, so 4 days, but I don't know if that's changed now, so with COVID and everything, so that's why I need to ring up and see if they're going to have to keep me in longer or less. Then I don't need to take, what I need to take will change. So there we go. But yeah, so managed to get transport sorted, just about. So I am able to get there. Coming home, I have to rely on the hospital booking that. I'm not allowed to book the transport to come home, which seems a bit strange. So but yeah, once the hospital discharge me, they then get to contact the transport. So it does mean that after I've been discharged, I have to hang around the hospital for the 4 hours that it will take the person to get from, obviously, where I live to the hospital. So hopefully they'll have somewhere that I can hang out. But yeah, because I know there's certain places of the hospital that are closed because it's only COVID patients. So it's like you can't access that part unless you've got COVID, sort of thing. So I know there's certain parts of the hospital you can't go to. So I'm like, I don't know where I can go and not go and how long that'll take. But it's something that I can't control. So I'm trying not to worry about it, because me worrying about it isn't going to suddenly fix the problem. I'm not going to magically know. But yeah, so trying not to focus on that too much. But yeah, so getting back should be okay. Recovery time is still up in the air. It's anywhere from 6 weeks to 18 months. Depending how well my body takes to sort of the grafting of the bone and stuff. So I don't know how long it'll be before I can drive. I might be sort of bed bound for a while. I don't know. No idea. So, you know, I need to work out a sort of a rig up something, because my floor stand is great for using on the floor, but if I'm in the bed with my legs sort of fused, you know, I've got to keep my legs straight, I can't use my floor stand because I'm going to have to like turn at a 90-degree angle, and I can't turn like that for like hours. So I'm going to have to sort of jerry rig something where I can stitch on the bed on my bigger pieces, else I'm just not going to work on them. So yeah, so I still need to work that out. I know I have sort of lap stands and smaller stands that I can use for my smaller pieces, that's fine. But yeah, so that's still up in the air. But you know, we'll work that out when we come to it. I've got three more weeks yet, so to focus on that, so we'll work that one out. And yeah, I think that's it. Nothing else on a life update. Coco had a summer shave, so because we're now into summer. So yeah, she's been really struggling the last couple of days. So once she gets to the stage where I can tell she's getting over hot, that's when I start shaving her. Because it takes maybe about 2 hours to do the first shave, because I've got to get through all of her fur and then her undercoat. So she does get a bit fed up after a while, so it takes quite a while because I have to keep sort of stopping, letting her rest for a bit and then doing a bit more. And then sort of the other shaves that she has throughout the year, because I'm only shaving away the undercoat, it only takes sort of half an hour to do, which isn't too bad. So yeah, so that's what happened this month. I don't think there's anything else exciting happening. No, nothing fun, nothing of note. Nothing at all. So there we go. Wasn't much of a life update because nothing's really happened. So, but yeah, but there we go. So I think that's everything. If I've forgotten anything, I will obviously be inserting it in here. Coco has not come down, so I will be inserting a little clip of her with her sexy new haircut, just so you can all have a giggle at her. I'm pretty sure the other cats all giggled at her when she came in last night, so after her cut. I trim her outside because of all the fur, So we go out in the garden and I shave her, and then it doesn't matter if any of the fur sort of flies away, because it's not going to be all scattered around the house, it's going to be all scattered around the garden, so I can just scoop it up and put it in the bin. And if I leave any behind, it's fine. So, but yeah, so there we go, all done. So like I said, I'll insert a clip with Coco, but obviously I will see you in a month's time, towards the end of June, start of July. So I'm not sure what I might end up filming towards like the days leading up to my surgery. I might film then instead, just because I don't know how I'll be after the surgery. And then, you know, so I don't know, the video might get posted before my op, and then I might do another update obviously into July, once I'm home. Haven't decided yet. That'll probably be what happens. That seems to make more sense to do it that way. But yeah, so until then, I will love you and leave you. So I will see you at the end of June. Have a good month, stay safe and be nice. I love you. Bye bye. You're going to show off your nuddy belly where it's all been shaved? No. No, you're not going to show off your haircut. With all your nuddy belly. But yeah. Good girl. You say bye bye? Yeah, you say bye bye to the people. Yeah, good girl.